Today we're going to be reviewing axe. You guys, you didn't want to have a review on this, but y'all said you wanted a review on axe. Oh, I get it. I know what you wanted. Cold Steel's Frontier Tomahawk. So yeah, Cold Steel makes this thing, and I'll leave a link to where you can purchase it and whatnot, and all its stats in the description, and probably put a picture up here about now. But anyway, it's historically accurate up until, or from the French and Indian Wars till the late 1800s, and up until then, up until now, I guess. But it's got a bit of a Viking look to it, but I guess it's not. Anyway, since there's not a lot of history on it, you know, an axe is just a poor man's sword. It's something you can carry. It's a little more practical and cheaper. Blacksmith could hammer out a couple of these in a day, whereas a sword probably takes maybe a full day, even longer, to get a decent sword. But yeah, so we're going to test this out with its factory sharpen and whatnot, and you can see I've already tossed it a few times. Throwing and hacking and cutting some smaller twigs and kindling type stuff, and then throwing it and whatnot. And then we might give it a few goes on the work sharp, get it a little sharper, and run it through that same stuff again. Maybe speed that one up a little bit for time, but yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So like I said, this is from the company Sharpness. We're going to sharpen it later a little more and see how it does there. So as you can see, it's actually not performing as well, though, you know, I've also thrown it against a tree a few times, so it's a little duller from that. That's that. So now here, something a little bigger. That was single-handedly the worst V I've ever cut in my life. So there's that. And then for cutting kindling, it's not going to be too bad at that, but at least for now, so far, it didn't perform all that great with cutting that stuff. But didn't stick there. So now I got a little bit of a bigger log over here. We're going to try and cut it and then go sharpen it. So for the heck of it, I got an apple and an orange out here, and we might put the apple up against the tree, see if we can hit it, but we're just going to split the orange in two here. That's how it cut. Anyway, so this is the log we're going to be cutting through. I got sticky all over that. I'm going to clean off, but I'll show you how it cuts into this. Actually went a good ways into there. So it's actually going a good ways into that, but it's not, it's sticking real bad. And because it's not like a splitting maul, and it's mostly kind of the same width going up, it doesn't kind of triangle out there, it's not gonna split it as well. So see, it's going in there deep, but it's not gonna split it as well. So if you're cutting kindling, it would work, but it's not its primary function. So that's what we got. We're gonna have to see how many takes I gotta go to hit this apple. Well, we hit it. We did it. Let's see how good, but we hit it. Oh, dude. Oh, we sliced through the top. See that? Got through the top. But y'all, I didn't lie to you. It only took 35 attempts or whatever it was, but didn't split it in two though. But we hit it, and I'll call that good. There we go. Howdy y'all, we're back. I've sharpened it up again, but then I went camping and I used it a little bit, so cutting some, you know, kindling and whatnot is what I used it for. It worked all right on the trip, and cutting a little lane for us to shoot through worked too. So in other words, it's sharper than it was when it came out of the box, and it's duller than it was when it first came off the sharpening, which was a work sharp that I intend to make a video on later. You might also see I've put some paracord and wood glue around it. That's just to sure it up a little bit for throwing. Wooden handles wear out, so just to slow that down. I've seen some other guys do it. A guy I watched though, he said take the screw at the back. Don't do that. I'll add on to this a little later, but it doesn't go into the wood, so it's not gonna become a nuisance if the handle starts splitting. Or cause the handle to start splitting. It's just a little bit of pressure to keep the head from wobbling around. Either way, so we sharpened it, and we're gonna cut through some more privet hedge here. So as you can see, naturally, once it got sharpened a little bit, it performs much better. We got us a bigger piece of privet hedge here. This is not the most ideal way to cut. Sitting like this. See, once I actually lined my V up there, it cut really well into that. So yeah, so it really does cut a lot better now that it's been sharpened a bit. So we're back to the big log here. This is the opposite side of the last one we chopped at, so it's not been compromised. It probably won't cut any better. It'll cut deeper likely, but it won't split any better, of course. Matter of fact, it might split even worse. So like there, it went a decent way in, hitting square on the center. Well, not center, but more or less. It didn't hit an angle. Let's try sideways. So like, just like on the other side, it's cutting deep, but it's not gonna split. So you'd have to work with it in order to get it to go through, you know what I mean? So, not much of change with that. Get one more go. So yeah, still going in. That one actually did split a ways down, but well, with some further thinking, I've definitely misused this axe a little bit. You see, it's meant to be used like this. Ooh, doesn't that just hype you up? Oh. What was I supposed to say? Ah, yes. And less like what I've used it as. So, for cutting kindling, small twigs and such like that, it's fine. That's not going to hurt it. Cutting bigger stuff, you could pull it off. It'll handle that. The throwing is what wore it out. So, even though this is a tomahawk, it wasn't built for that. And I'm thinking I might buy some throwing axes because I actually really enjoy that. But as you can see, it kind of wore the wood out there, even though it's, you know, nice hardwood. Despite my attempts to shore it up with some wood glue and paracord or whatnot. But being as it was misused so exponentially, it held up pretty good, and I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. And I guess to sum up, it's meant for the boogaloo. It's a, you know, a combat weapon. It is a weapon. It's not a split and maul. It's not a traditional axe. So it'll suit that purpose if it needs to, but it's not entirely what it's for. So, like I said, held up pretty good for all it's been through over the last week. The price-wise, Cold Steel might overcharge a little bit for it, $49 I think, or something along those lines. Like I said, link will be in the description. But I'm also going to put the link to either Amazon or Smoky Mountain Knife Co., somewhere like that, because like my father purchased this as a Christmas present for me for $29, I think. So that's not overpriced, I don't think, but anything higher than that maybe, even though I love this thing. It looks great, it feels good, it's cool. But I guess essentially that's all I got to say about it. So without anything else to say, I'll see y'all next time.